what happens if you are a terrible YouTuber, start a series, and don't upload it for 3 or 4 months? That must mean you're me, RBT. I'm sorry. I apologize. But we are back today with the return of the NCAA Football 14 Coaching Carousel Dynasty. Now, this is going to be a very short, very quick introductory, a reintroduction to the series because we have the biggest game of this series forthcoming, and I don't want to just randomly upload the biggest game of this series and half the people on the channel don't even understand what's going on. I kind of hinted at this on the community tab on my channel, and a lot of people were excited, but at the same time, a lot of people had no idea what the heck was going on. So I thought I'd make a very quick reintroductory episode and explain what this series is and explain what we have done up until this point. This is a series I started on NCAA Football 14 like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 months ago at this point, where we utilized the coaching carousel feature in NCAA Football 14. And what I mean by a coaching carousel dynasty is in NCAA Football 14, you can select to be either head coach, offensive coordinator, or defensive coordinator for any of the available colleges in NCAA Football 14. So what we did at the beginning of this coaching carousel dynasty is, I'm just going to show you, for example, we chose Penn State, but for this I'll choose Georgia, and we started as offensive coordinator. We play throughout the dynasty as the offensive coordinator, and at the end of the season, we can get a job offer from another college to be a head coach, maybe at a smaller university, or if we do good enough in the first season on offense, we could actually get a good head coaching job at the end of the first season. By God. So one thing I can say that is an improvement on Madden opposed to NCAA football is this is taking 25 minutes to get to this point. And this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. So as you see in the top left hand corner of the screen, as the Georgia Bulldogs, we went 10-2 and finished number 8 in the country. As you see, it says we talked it over, coach, and we could not be more excited with what you've done here. Please stay for at least another contract. We can either re-sign as the offensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs, or we can explore the other options in the coaching carousel, which we will, in fact, do. The coaching carousel will be able to have a chance to become a head coach of some other university out there. Now, as you see, unfortunately, we're not the top candidate of one of these 2 head coaching jobs, and apparently South Carolina decided to go with Texas A&M's offensive coordinator. Cal, they're not even considering me, and West Virginia not considering me either. So basically what you do is you go through all this, and eventually you'll just end up with another job. Now what we can do is we can skip to my next offer, and we can see my next head coaching offer, and it looks like I am going to get offered by Cal, I think. Just kidding. Now it looks like Hawaii and Wake Forest are both interested in me, and because their head coach retired, we are going to be offered by Hawaii. So basically what happens is you can play as a coordinator, and depending on how well you do, you can get offered to be a head coach elsewhere, and you can continue repeating the cycle. Like we could become the head coach of Hawaii, turn them into a powerhouse, and then eventually go to another job elsewhere, maybe even a bigger college. So that's what the whole entire coaching carousel dynasty concept actually is. Bro, that's actually hilarious. I declined the Hawaii job, and I was only getting offered like offensive coordinator positions at like Ohio State and elsewhere, but my actual alma mater, the University of South Alabama, actually offered me the head coaching position, which, I mean, at the end of the day, this doesn't matter at all because this has no bearing on anything in existence, because this was just to show you guys, for example, but I am going to accept this, and that's what we could possibly do throughout this coaching carousel series. No, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. This has never happened before. This can't be real. Okay, thank God. I thought, with my luck in my existence and in my life, I thought somehow for the first time ever since I'd ever played NCAA 5, 6, 7 years ago, that a dynasty file randomly got corrupted. So I thought we lost it, but we're back. Oh Jesus, I was so scared. But now basically you guys get how this series is gonna run. Before we did anything way too crazy, simply all I wanted to do for this series and for this episode is just bring you up to date with how we got along in the series up to this point. So obviously, as you guys see, we are number 4 in the country at 6-1 on the year. Going into our team schedule, We won the first game against Marshall. We barely beat our rival Pittsburgh by 3. Beat Kent State by 15. Beat Michigan State, a pretty big rivalry game, won by 4. Clobbered Indiana, and then we lost our only game of the season against number 2 Michigan. So the Big Ten is killing it right now because they have number 1 Ohio State, number 2 Michigan, and number 4 Penn State, all in the same conference. So we are going to be taking on Ohio State in next episode. It is going to be a home game. If we want any chance to play in the national championship game, we are going to have to get this win because don't think we'd be able to make the national championship game if we lose twice. But oh man, this game is so awesome, and I know I'm going to have a ton of people asking why I stopped making the series. It's because I was stupid. And I started the series like a month before Madden 19 came out, and I just got so freaking busy. I was having to travel a lot during that period. And when I finally got settled from traveling so much, Madden 19 had just dropped, and I didn't want to like stray my attention away from making Madden 19 content and make this content. And I was just stupid. I enjoyed this game too much. NCAA football was like my childhood growing up. And like even going back and playing a 5-year-old game, man, it's so much fun. I'm so excited to bring this series back to the channel full time. Gonna be rotating it with the Reject series, so it'll be the Reject series, then an episode of the Carousel series, and so on and so forth. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. Top 25 poll, just to keep you guys up to date. Like I said, Ohio State, Michigan, Miami, and Penn State. Missouri randomly has a number 1 vote in the coaches poll. And any surprises here? Louisville just lost. And guys, I like looking at this top 25, man. All the possibilities has me so freaking excited. Southern Miss, 6-0 on the year. A local college for me, number 22 in the country. And I want to see, is there a chance we can end up still winning our division? That's actually crazy. Not only is it 3 teams from the same conference, it's 3 teams within the same division in the conference in the top 4 in the NCAA top 25 poll. And I think our only chance to win this division and have a chance to play for the Big Ten title is if we beat Ohio State and if Michigan loses to Ohio State, and then some crazy stuff will happen up to that point. So unfortunately, since we did lose to Michigan, we really don't control our own destiny, but it is college football, so crazy stuff can actually happen in this series. And last but not least, the in-office little update episode, Heisman Watch. It is like the most updated rosters, I believe. I think there are some players that are in the NFL still kind of scattered around here, but Bryce Love, Josh Jacobs, I'm not even gonna try, and Justice Hill, all running backs for your current Heisman Watch in the NCAA Football Carousel Series. So guys, I know this episode wasn't too much, it was just really an announcement. The series is coming back and kind of keeping you guys up to date. Like I said, kind of just reintroducing you guys into the series and letting you guys know what the heck is up if you never watched this series. Next episode is going to be the biggest game of the series, so kind of get a pretty big episode all of a sudden. Number 1, Ohio State coming to town, coming to Beaver Stadium to take on your Penn State Nittany Lions. But guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Very quick, a note, more likes this episode gets, quicker the next episode versus number 1 Ohio State will be coming out on the channel. Subscribe if you are new, turn on the notification bell if you haven't. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless. Peace.